Hey there, welcome to day 311 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, sipping some coffee because I need it this morning. Oh, am I kidding? I need it every morning. So today we are on No Nonsense November, tip and tool number 6. And this is probably one that has been my biggest lessons learned and most impactful on my life, but not only on my life, but on my experience of living my life, because I'm not just going through the motions and running and doing what I think I should do. I'm getting rid of the things that are getting in my way of creating the life that I want. Our lesson learned today, or our tip, is to release or let go of limiting beliefs. How do we let go of limiting beliefs? I've got actually literally decades of experience doing this, and you'd think, oh, I let go of that belief in 1995, yet here it is popping up and rearing its ugly head again. Why? Because we have different experiences in our life that trigger subconscious memories, and they go back way into all the life experiences we've ever had on a subconscious level, and start feeding us up that information and negativity that we thought we had let go of. So people will say, oh, release this, or limiting belief. And guess what? We don't believe our beliefs are limiting, right? All of us inside our heads and in our lives believe that our beliefs are just our beliefs. We seldom think about, where did they come from? Are they still true for me? Is this serving me or not? Is this belief conflicting with another belief that I have? And if so, which one's going to win? So today we are going to use a tool called the Limiting Belief Reframe Worksheet. I just call it a reframe worksheet because I use this tool for more than just limiting beliefs, but it's really powerful for limiting beliefs. I actually use this tool when I am creating a presentation, or when I am working with a new market or a new group of people. I actually ask myself, what are their current beliefs? What do they believe right now? And then I ask myself, is this belief serving them? Yes or no? And then third, can I say this belief? Can I tweak this belief, take the opposite of it usually, and make it something that actually is what I want to achieve in my life or create, and what I want to be my belief, right? And I'll give you some examples of this. And then finally, I find ways to anchor and practice and affirm the new belief, not the limiting one. I want to get rid of that once and for all. And whenever we let go of something or release something, it creates this little vacuum. And if we don't fill it with what we want, our subconscious is going to fill it up for us immediately, probably with something similar to what we just tried to remove. So, limiting beliefs. What are some examples? I'm going to grab my magnifying glass. I'm going to share a story about my accountability partner, which is a strategy for helping you to stay consistent with your new belief. Most common one, I think, is I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve. That is one I will personally admit I've worked on and continue to work on consistently in my life for some reason, and I haven't figured it out. Maybe there'll be a click point where I figure out, oh, well, when I was 3, this is what happened, and so I didn't believe I was good enough, and so if I can just let that go, because it's definitely not true anymore, then it's gone once and for all. But it's one of those that whenever anything negative outside of me in my life happens, it triggers that somehow. That must be one of those deep-seated, so well-ingrained limiting beliefs. And I think it is, because I think a lot of human beings have that, right? People won't value what I have to offer. People won't value me. People won't think what I have to say is important. I don't deserve to be financially independent. Those are just 3 quick examples of limiting beliefs. If I don't believe I deserve to be financially independent, guess what? I'm always going to struggle with money. If I don't believe I deserve to be loved, I'm always going to struggle in relationships. If I don't believe, whatever we believe, we create in our life. I don't know if you believe that or not, but test it out. Look around. Think about your life and your experiences, because I didn't necessarily know that was true when I was younger. It wasn't until I was probably in my 40s that I even started to look into, well, how does stuff really work? I'm following all these programs, doing all these businesses, working in corporate America, raising my family, yet there was something missing. I felt like there was something missing. And that's a topic for another day. All right, so steps to release limiting beliefs. I have a video series that I did probably 6-7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago now, about how to release not good enough. And I took a whole day out of my Italian food manufacturing business, and I said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I'm not good enough. I'm going to do at least 7 different creative ways of getting rid of this belief. So I did some fun things and I videoed them. I wrote it on paper, post-it notes, and then I burnt it in the back of my business. I just had a little bucket. I think it was a little beer bucket. And I just put them in there and started them on fire. So I did about 7 things or 8 things or 9 things like that, which was really fun. Recorded it. I've got it in my archive somewhere if anybody's curious, but it helped me. And I would highly recommend that. If you've got a limiting belief that's just got a hold on you, think of and just do a bunch of different creative ways to get rid of it. Write it out with frosting and eat the frosting, or whipped cream and eat the whipped cream. Be creative. Have fun with it. Create a positive emotional event with letting it go, and that helps to reinforce and keep it at bay longer. So the first thing we want to do, it's a 4-step process. I actually do it on a worksheet now, and I do it on a worksheet because I like to do it when I'm working with new customer groups. So I use a similar format when I'm doing that. So first, what's the limiting belief? What limiting belief is coming up? And I just said, I'm going to give examples of this. I'm not good enough. How many people have ever thought they're not good enough for something or for someone? Raise your hand. Come on. I think every single person on the planet has experienced that feeling at least once in their life, no matter how narcissistic they may be. Challenge the belief. Ask yourself questions about it. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? Is it true in every case? Is it true all the time? Is it even true for you at all anymore? If I say I'm not good enough for what? Is it really true? It is always false. I'm going to tell you right now, you're good enough for whatever you want. So it's always false. The answer is it's always false. Finally, the third, then find a way to reframe that belief. So if I say I'm not good enough, what could I say instead of that when that pops into my head so I can flip it out right away? How about I am continuously learning and growing? Well, if I'm continuously learning and growing, that means I'm always becoming a better version of myself. Therefore, I'm always good enough for whatever it is that I desire or want to make a run at or achieve in my life. And then finally, we're going to affirm the new belief. We're going to do affirmation. I like affirmations. I think we've ascertained I'm an affirmation fan. But I will take the reframe, then turn it into an affirmation, and I will recite it over and over and over again throughout my day for a couple of days until that new one becomes the automatic voice in my head, the automatic go-to belief instead of the old one. So in this case, I'm continuously growing and improving. I'm continually improving. I am always becoming a better version of myself. Any one of those would work. So what are some ways we go about reinforcing this and affirming this going forward? Number 1, I think I've shared the secret that I do affirmations when I brush my teeth. So twice a day, I do my affirmations for sure. And these are my core affirmations. But when I'm changing one like this, when I discover a limiting belief, I will pop that in and do that for a certain number of days until I don't feel the power of the old belief anymore. So some beliefs will have to actually become part of my everyday, twice a day. Others, I'll do them a day or two and then I'm done. I know, okay, I don't even think about that anymore. I know that that's not true. So why am I going to waste my energy on it? Journaling is a huge one for me personally, because it helps me uncover where some of this stuff came from. I am not a person that spends a whole lot of time going into the past and digging up, well, why and how and where did this come from? I'd rather just get rid of it. And then what happens for me is when I'm journaling or when I'm sitting out in nature or when I'm hanging out with my grandkids, a memory from my past will pop up and then it'll be like, it's like almost automatic. Oh, that's where that came from. Yeah, that's not true for me anymore. I can so let that go. Third, I like to use visualization. You'll notice throughout the year, we talk about a handful of tools that are, I call them universal tools because they're good for everything. Journaling, gratitude, forgiveness, goal setting, and this isn't even the list, I'm just making it up in my head. Visualization, any kind of visualization that you do, hypnosis, meditation, breathing exercises, walking around, physical exercises. All these things are good for multiple things, including getting rid of limiting beliefs. So if we visualize ourselves as we want to be, that takes the that shows us that it's possible, literally shows us in our mind when we rehearse and practice until we become that thing or have that attribute or trait or belief that we want to have. So we have got Maya's story in Guide to the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group page. Our action item today is to take one of your limiting beliefs, question it, reframe it, and affirm it. And then just share it down in the comments below, or share your limiting belief. Because I would be surprised if we didn't all have the limiting belief that any of us actually bring up. When I say I'm not good enough, I think that there's probably a 99% of the population that says, oh my God, I can so relate to that. Or I don't deserve, or I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too anything, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too blonde, I'm too gray, I'm too whatever. All right, any questions? You know what to do. Hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, slow connection, so you get to look at my face longer.